This is giving like Elle Woods at the final court case. All of this volume, and I do it with relatively mostly inexpensive products. My blow dry brush is really inexpensive and it comes with like 6 different attachments, so it's already a steal there, but you can achieve a blowout like this, nice and full, super voluminous, and this one lasts me all week. So if you want to see how I did it, just keep on watching. Okay. It's really late in the night now, but I just washed my hair and I wanted to film how I do like a really big blowout because that's just what I'm feeling for the weekend. This is freshly washed hair. I haven't put anything in here. I just shampoo and conditioned, and I'll do a separate video on my hair care routine. But here you can see more of my natural texture. I do have more curly hair. So, I mean, the curls are pretty weighed down just because of the length of my hair and the thickness of my hair, but I do have a lot of layers. And when I do my blow dries, which isn't as often as I'd like to, I don't actually like to put a lot of product. I feel like my hair will kind of catch on to the brush, but what I will put on is my heat protectant. But before I begin, I really want like a lot of volume in my hair, and this is just a product I have been loving for volume at my roots. This is from Rusk. It's the Blow Foam Texturizer and Root Lifter. I think they have like new packaging now, but I absolutely love this one. I'm gonna take off my jewelry because I don't like getting gunk in my rings, but I'm just gonna do this and comb it at my roots, especially this back right here. This really just does give nice root volume, and I try to use less products. I try to prevent like a lot of buildup, and I really don't like a lot of products on my scalp. So I'm really like, even though it looks like I'm putting it right on my scalp, I'm really trying to focus it just on these top root hairs. But I'm really trying to get in here and get all these little pieces. But now I'm gonna just kind of shake my hair out, get some of these clumps separated, and put some heat protectant in. I really do like to use heat protectant anytime I do heat style my hair. This is just the one I'm currently using. It's not my favorite, honestly. It is a little oily feeling, but it doesn't necessarily weigh down my hair. It's like a lightweight oil, but I do want to use quite a bit of this up before I buy another hair product. I just have a lot of hair products, but I have the BTZ Turn Up the Heat Flat Iron Protection. Since I have such thick strands, like it doesn't really weigh my hair down, and my hair can take quite a bit of product. I just tried to use less of it just so I just don't like any buildup on my hair, honestly. But I sprayed it in my hands because this tends to get everywhere. I'm focusing this first on my ends because it is a bit oily, but I did apply a generous amount in my hands. I'm just combing this through my hair. I typically do use a brush because I don't really get tangles in my hair, honestly. I mean, if my hair is pretty damaged and dry, that's when I will, but honestly I've been doing a pretty okay job taking care of my hair recently. So I'm getting that there, and then also I'll put this on the other side of my head. This also has, like, you know, it kind of detangles anyway, so I just use my fingers, and I might get a couple hair strands here and there. I normally, of course, like I do my hair in the bathroom. Occasionally I'll curl my hair like right here at my breakfast bar if I'm trying to get ready with my son around in the morning. But yeah, I'll have some hair to clean up after I finish filming. But now that I have my heat protectant pretty much spread out, and then all this combing through is helping kind of air dry my hair a bit, and that'll just really help. Okay, while I get a little bit more air drying in, let me talk about my tools. So I used to actually use the Revlon blow dry brush with like, it's red and it has like the round brush attachment, but I recently was doing a client's hair and it just started sparking and smoking and wouldn't work anymore. So I switched to this. This is from the brand Wavytalk, and this actually has a lot of different attachments. Like it has a diffuser, like a more focused brush, but this attachment is the one I use the most. And honestly, ever since I started using brushes like these, like with my old Revlon one, I haven't touched like a regular like blow dry brush and a separate blow dry because it's just so much easier. Now the power with this isn't as high as a lot of other blow dryers, but this is still a fantastic blow dryer. Now the Revlon one, the pink one, that one I think has way too much heat, and I think that causes a lot of damage. I think I used to use that during late high school, early college, I believe, and I did notice it was damaging my hair. And when it comes to hair damage, I try to be as careful as I can. But thus far, I have been absolutely loving this one. I have this nozzle attachment. It's really easy to use. As I say, as I struggle. Come on, okay. Just to really get in like these back parts of my head, because that takes a while for my hair to dry. But I get my hair most of the way dry, like 95% dry, before I start using that round brush. But I also have these Velcro rollers. I'd say they're about like 1.5 inches thick. I just have a couple here. I have a full set of these that I use on clients, but I just have 4 because when I do my blowout, I will focus on the tops and the fronts. Because of the way my layers are, I'm able to style it where I don't have to have these all over my head. And then these are Velcro and they will stay with less amount of hair, but with the amount of times my hair wraps around this, it won't stick on its own. So I also have these like duckbill clips, and these I just grabbed from the beauty supply store. The brand says it's Salon Essentials, and these are nice. They have like this little silicone bit here, so it grips on really, really well. But I'll just go ahead and rough blow dry my hair, mostly like my roots in these little inner areas. That's a little harder to blow dry. I'm switching to the nozzle attachment. It just makes it really easy to get these little areas. And I'll also flip my hair upside down. It's a lot easier in the bathroom, of course, but just getting these roots because they are super hard to dry. Blow drying in all different directions will help create that volume. I'm going ahead and attaching this round brush, and when I blow dry in sections, I will start at the top, like my part is on the side, but I'll grab a little bit on each side like this, because that's just how my layers fan out, and I'll blow dry in that order. So I will make sure to go all the way to the back of my head. That is so crucial. People will just kind of stop like where you don't see, like you can kind of see how far back. This will really, really help get that volume at the back of your head. So I'll just take this hair, pin it back. Oops. I'm gonna look crazy for a little bit. I actually, like when I do this in my bathroom, I have like my full mirror here, but I do not have that currently at the moment. But I'm gonna start at the back of my head. I grabbed hair from each side of my part, and that'll just kind of create like, you know, your part is gonna be together instead of like laying flat. But first thing I do, and I'll show this without this on, is I'll smooth the front part of the section. So I'll have this on and kind of smooth it on like this, and basically smooth out the top part of this hair. And then I will go back to the other side, which is how I want to actually blow dry my hair. And basically I'll just go like this. Like I'll twist and roll, but I don't want to roll too much where my hair is going to get caught and stuck. And then at the end, I'll hold it a little bit and just release. And then I will put this in and just pin it up. Okay, here I am doing it. So first, smoothing this front part down. I'm still making sure I have tension on this front section as well, just to have the smoothness. And that's like key to making the blowouts look really good and like less frizzy. But flipping over to the back, making sure I have a lot of tension, and slowly pulling it downward. And notice that my hair is mostly flat against this brush. I'm not overlapping too much except for the ends right here. Now I'm turning it off and I'm waiting. And then this is key. So I'm feeling my roots to make sure it's dry, and it feels a little cool to the touch, which means it's not fully dry. So I'm going to just do this again more towards the root. I'm not going to heat up my ends too much, but trying to dry down my roots a little bit more, and then kind of repeating the motion like this. But not too much heat towards the end. So I'm going to keep it on for a short amount of time here. But see, off. And I'm going to wait a little bit. And then once I have a little bit of time done, I'll take the brush off and stick on the Velcro roller and grip it on to the end. Again, notice I'm keeping it flat and just rolling it all the way up to my head and pin it up. And basically, they'll just sit on my head pretty much till the end. When you section your hair, don't make it like any wider than the roller, otherwise you're gonna have hair kind of falling out over the place. Mine's a little bit wider, but I can roll it tight enough where it's fine. But I'll go ahead and do the rest of the top of my head, and I'll kind of show how I do my fringe. Okay, really quick. If you want to hairspray your hair, this would be the time to do it. So you take it off the roller, look at that bounce. Smooth the roller down. And now would be a good time to spray, like spray your ends and everything, and then just roll it up tight. If you want to use hairspray for extra hold, you want to spray it after you blow dry it, but before you put it in the roller. Now, I don't like to put hairspray or anything before I blow dry because I feel like the alcohol content and other things in there is going to damage your hair, especially over time. So I try not to do that. I try to do any hairspraying at the end, and you can also spray it after you take it out of the rollers, but I think you'll have a better hold if you spray it and then put it in the rollers, but after you take it off the blow dry brush. Okay, so here is how I do my bangs. I kind of have my bangs pieced out here. They're kind of like everywhere at this point because they've kind of grown out. But anyways, I have my whole section like this. When I blow dry my bangs, I always do it backwards. Now, of course, I'll do the same thing, like smooth it this way just so I don't have any flyaways here, and then pull it back. So it's much easier when you have it in a small section like this versus like with longer hair, because these are gonna fall out. So basically same thing, and I'm gonna roller pin it all the way back. Now I have these kind of leaning forward right now because they're kind of big, but I'll try to pin them in a way where they're like going all the way back, but I can always touch up this blow dry portion at the end. So here I go. This section is like one of my least favorites because the heat just gets on my face, but here it is. I'm rolling it back. I'm trying to pull it back as far as I can. See, just like that. Now you can, I'm probably gonna go over it again at the end so I can pull it, like when I do this part, I actually like physically pull it this way, and it'll help me create that swoop at the front. But just so I have my ends kind of secured, I'll do this, and I'll actually pin it up here because I feel like if I put it down, it's going to be a little too close to my forehead, and I really want that volume at the front. So there we go. Like I said earlier, I will focus on the top section and the fronts because that's pretty much like the money pieces. So I've kind of gotten to the habit where I don't really pin like my front pieces anymore. I'm able to style it well enough where it just kind of looks fine. So now when I do the bottom portion of my hair, since I have my tops covered, I will split my hair in the back, and I'll just do one side at a time. But now I will go from bottom to top. And basically I'll follow the same like method. So I'll take sections about this big, which this does seem like a thicker section, but most of my hair is pretty dry, so it's fine. Pin this up, and I'll kind of pin it across like this. If you want the outwards swoop, you can totally do it like this, right? Of course, like, you know, go the other way first to smooth out this side, and then go around the way you want it to stay. But when it comes to volume, you gotta do it horizontally. So I really want my ends to kind of swoop up like this. So I will first start underneath, smooth the bottom out, and then go back and create the voluminous curl this way. And here's me doing it. So I'm taking a little bit more time at the root because they're a little bit more damp. But again, smoothing one side over and then flipping it over to get the nice volume and still keeping that tension and holding the ends. But I'm cutting off the heat pretty fast because my ends are a lot drier than my roots right now. Now, when I am doing this, if I still want more volume at the top of my head, I will do it the other way, like smooth it out to the top and then go underneath to really lift up the roots at the top. And I'll show that when I get there. But see, look, I get like nice curls at the end and I don't need to pin it. So like when I have my layers, you're only seeing my ends at the top. Like I still have smoothness here, so I don't have any frizz. And then here. And now when you feel your hair after each section, feel it like a couple seconds after to feel if it's cold. If you feel any coldness, that means it's wet. And if you have any moisture or anything, it's going to frizz up later. So if it's cold to the touch or anything, just go and do it again. Now for the areas where I have like a lot of hair, I will do my horizontal sections and I'll get it from all the way from the back straight to the front. and I'll pin it this way. Again, when I'm really lazy, I won't pin, I'll just kind of lay it on top and it just works out somehow. But now I have this section, and I'll try to not let my wet hair touch my completely dry hair, and I'm keeping all my wet hair at the front, so I have nothing back there. Now I'm going to take sections starting from the back all the way to the front. Now you want to make sure your sections don't get too thick. That's when things are gonna heat up unevenly. You're gonna get damage on some parts, and some parts are still gonna be wet. And when I do my back sections, a lot of people will pull their hair to the front and blow dry it. But one, you're not blow drying this section, and two, you're kind of putting down where the curl should be. So like this is also kind of taking a lot because you're kind of pulling it taut. So kind of hold it like, this section is back here. I'm gonna hold it like back here and blow dry it. It is a little difficult, but I promise you, this is how blow dries look fantastic in the back with some people and horrible with others. I'll just do the same thing here. I'm gonna do this top section. I know that sectioning is a little easier said than done, but since this still is like a more bottom section, it's okay. The closer to the top you get, that's when you really wanna pay attention. But again, see? Oh my God, you can't even see. I hope I've been showing my curls, but nice curl, and my hair doesn't feel cold to the touch. So again, I can kind of be sloppy with like these back pieces because it's going to be hidden pretty much. It's just the ends are going to show, but these front sections is where I'm going to pay more attention to. So I'll get to the front section. Okay, so front section time, and this is going to be a good one to show how to do the curl. So again, I'm going to do this like away from my face. So first I'll go right up as close to my face as I can and get these like hairs up here situated to smooth everything out. And I'm not going to focus that much heat on here because it's like pretty much dry. And then go around the other way and get a nice curl. Now, I forgot to mention that you do need to have some tension when you pull your hair in like this. Like if you have some tension, that's really what's going to create the smoothness. Now, if you have too much tension, you're just going to rip your hair out. So don't do that. Okay, and here I am doing this section. Yeah, this one's like mostly dry because it's the front of my face, but I have to get in really close to the roots because around here I get like very coily curls. I just have different curls and waves around my head, so this is just what works. Just like that, we have the bottom section here curled. Now I'm getting to this section, and first I'm going to smooth it downwards like this and then curl it outwards like this so I have more volume. But starting at the back of my head, I'm going to basically repeat this all the way down to the front. And here I am showing the front section. It's just a lot easier to see, and since it's like a more important piece, I am taking my time making sure everything is nice and smooth. But look at that shine. That tension is going to help create that shine. And boom, look at that. Gorgeous curl. One side of my hair is done. I'm not going to brush this out for as long as I can. Now, if you want like extreme, lots of volume, go ahead and also roll these sections up just like how I did these. Just because this still is like more of the top of your head, but for me, I think I'll be good. But look at this volume. And I'm blow drying with curls, all with a really affordable product. So I'll go ahead and do the other side of my head now. So here is a section blowed out. Look how nice and smooth. And just to show you a comparison, here's like my mostly air dried natural hair. Here is what the blow dry is looking like without it being brushed out. Now this is also a good time to hairspray, right? Just go ahead, spray your ends and kind of like do this to kind of give the bottoms of your hair lift. But this blow dry tool, you don't need to have a round brush and a separate blow dryer to achieve this look. And this is such an affordable blow dryer. It's really nice. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take the top sections off so you guys can see what they look like. And I advise keeping these on as long as you can. I am showing you guys for the purpose of this video how to do the front section because I can almost guarantee it's gonna look wonkers. But when you take these Velcro sections out, see if I can show you. Just kind of, see, look at that bounce. Oh my goodness. Of course, I'm gonna go get my part in a second, but taking these out, twisting them back into place. Oh my gosh, this volume's insane. And let's see how this top section turned out. Yeah, it's a little wonkers, but we can fix that. So I'll gently shake everything out and see this root volume product. insane. I love using this on my clients, so works well. Oh my gosh, look at that volume. Insane. I'm going to show you how to do the fringe because that's part of the tutorial. So this is the thing. So basically it's kind of laying forward like this a little too much. So I'm going to take the section again on both sides. Oops. Oh, I love a good blowout. I'm going to push all this other hair back so it doesn't get caught in my brush because I don't want to mess with the volume. Now when I blow dry it, this one section right here. Okay, when I blow dry it, I'm gonna pull this as far back as I can with the brush.
For this section, I am using lower heat because it's already fully dry and I don't want to damage my hair. But see, I'm pulling this all the way back. Like the brush is physically more towards the back of my head like that. And I'm trying to get everything in. It's better if it's like wet and you're doing this, but it's fine, it works.
I'm gonna let this sit for a second. This volume is insane. Okay, taking this out. See, a little better. I mean, I think my hair also just needs a moment at this point because it's like everywhere. I didn't really play with it that much. I should have just kept recording, but see? Okay, so I basically go like this and push my hair down. It's basically my ends kind of bunching up against each other. That's why it's kind of swooping a little extra right now. But give it like 10 minutes and it's going to just look like a magazine cover. So yeah, this is my blow dry. I very gently shook this out. Oh my gosh, I love this volume. It sucks that it's nighttime and I'm not going anywhere right now except for bed. But look, so much volume and I'm here for it. Let me also give a little 360 just so you can see all the volume in my hair. So let me step back. Here's my hair. And this was easy to do despite my hair being super long and super thick. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Okay, maybe I need to get on my knees. Okay, here. You saw the earlier texture of my hair. It's very frizzy and very curly, but look, nice and smooth. And I tried to mention as many of the tips and tricks I could think of so you can also have a long lasting, very smooth, voluminous blowout like this. I just love my own blowout routine that most salons, I just don't get this result because I really know my hair type. My hair is very heavy, very thick, and I just know what needs to be done. So if you have lighter hair, shorter hair, thinner hair than me, you're gonna have even more volume. So this is just with the weight of my hair. So like if you have lighter hair than this, you got a really good shot at getting really bouncy hair. Now is also the time to also apply any hair oils or things you might like. I am not going to be putting anything else in my hair because I don't want to weigh it down, but maybe in a couple of days I will use the Argan Oil of Morocco here. And this blowout will last me a week at least, because also the way I put my hair up in a bun or like in my claw clip, it also kind of helps me preserve a lot of that volume and shape that I have right now. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, just from someone that has really learned to solidify her blowout, this is just my routine and it lasts me all week and I love it. It's really hard to get this kind of volume in a lot of salons. So you guys let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content, more of me, like makeup and hair, I will be posting a lot more hair content now. You can follow me on my socials. There's gonna be just a lot more there, but I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you again soon.